samurai. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going to find out if I'm really alive.
Welcome everybody to Clueless Vino, season 2, man. Season 2, we're here. Season two's motto is very simple. Wine is the vehicle to good conversation. It's the only time we can drink and drive, man. Today we got a good friend of mine, man. We got a good friend of mine, NishoSoul, man, also known as Mike, but really just NishoSoul. What's good, man?
Man, what's up, man? Feels crazy being on the other side of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're usually the one doing this part.
Yeah. You know, ironically enough, you're wearing the merch of the other side I do this on. But I'm like,
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And I had to support you guys. I love y'all. But yeah, man, I usually let the guests, take the floor and introduce themselves, let them know what you got going, not what you got going on, but who you are.
of course. To everybody watching, I am Mike, aka NishoSoul, like Sticks said. Rapper, producer from Washington, DC. As you can see from the lovely hoodie that the tall one is wearing, co-host formerly of the Cohen Soul podcast as of this. We just dropped the last episode a couple days ago, actually. So yeah, been a part of the podcast called Cohen Soul, where we highlight local creatives, business owners, entrepreneurs. Been doing that, been a part of several collectives of people just pushing this creative thing in the DMV forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So our friendship begins weirdly, not weirdly.
No,
It's a distance one, and you're like you are a mystery, I guess is the thing. Our good friend, Nicole. We went to college together. Shout out to Nicole Lerner, man. So I was a big proponent of like Nick's rap career. I heard her rap for the first time in college. I was like, oh man, cool. She dropped the tape. And then there's this one song on a tape where I'm like, yo, she's really spitting. But what is this beat? Like, who made this beat? And I'm like, and she's like, oh, that's my homie Nisho. And so I forgot how we actually started. Like, it was probably definitely Twitter. 9,000 chances it's definitely Twitter.
Yes, definitely Twitter. I just don't know how it came about.
Yeah. And I don't know, man. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Immediate follow, obviously. And then from there, like, now we're just straight homies.
Stuck ever since, man. I'm like, it had to be between either music or like at some point one of us found out the other like wrestling. I don't know, but
Yeah,
clearly we're still here, so it must have stuck.
exactly. So at Clueless Vino, man, we like to drink with our conversation. So
we do now.
Yeah, we do actually. So
I didn't know this.
Yeah. We both got a Chardonnay, man. So tell us what you got, and then I'll tell them what I got.
All right. So my initial plan was Prosecco, but budgets be kicking in and whatnot. Yeah. So I managed to find I don't know if the camera picked this up. It's probably because of my light. There we go. Seven Daughters Chardonnay, and it's from California. It's like 2014 Chardonnay. I mean, I haven't had it yet, but it's the first time.
Bro, I tried to find it. I went to Total Wine. And usually they hold me down, but they were like, yeah, that's a good one, right? You like that?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. But they're like, yeah, only got the Moscato and the I think it was a Pinot Noir. I think. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I was like, I'll just get another Chardonnay and everything will be all right. I actually got something called Shoe Crazy from California.
Shoe Crate. I'm getting flashbacks to one of the last times we did this. When you said that, I'm like,
Yeah.
I know exactly what I'm talking about too.
I
So,
do. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and have some of this, man.
yeah. Yep.
How's your smelling?
Definitely Chardonnay.
All right, let's do it. Ooh.
Interesting.
So mine has a little bit more of a bite than a normal Chardonnay does.
I'm expecting a bubbly taste, but I'm not getting that. It's reminding me of a white wine a little bit.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, Chardonnays are whites, but like usually they're not as, I mean, they're tart, but they're not as tart as like maybe a Pinot Grigio. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm tasting. Like it's a little bit of that tartness, but not much.
Yeah. That's a let me try it again.
Let's reconfirm this.
Yeah. Yeah, that back end taste is it's like really sharp. It's like a sharp right turn.
This should be interesting.
All right, man. So let's get right into the nitty gritty. Tell the people, because I want people to understand like your backstory and just try to over the years, because I've been pretty gracious enough and like privileged enough to watch you from damn near the beginning of your career. Damn near. Yeah, so tell us where you started rapping or how you started rapping, and then maybe take us through college.
Okay. All right. Well, that I feel like that'll be a good interweaving journey of like how Nick came in, how you came in. So it's perfect. So I've been writing forever. I've been writing a really long time. Like my mother's a poet, so that was in my veins. Both my parents are music lovers, so that's always been a part of me. Writing raps and recording. Like I first experienced it in high school, which is where I met Nick and we got to know each other. And I saw just a recording studio environment and I just fell in love. I'm like, I need this is what I gotta do. This is what I want to do. I just didn't know how at the time. It's like I was just writing notebooks full of just random stuff of me showing the heavy ass influence of Lupe in me. But
Yeah.
like I mean I know we're gonna get into Lupe shit. I know.
Sure.
But like just like the beginning was so much of I guess was a lot more my idealism at play of like there's a lot of vocabulary up here. I want to get it out. I want to rhyme shit. I want to do this shit. I didn't get like I didn't really have a lot of what I had now. But high school was a mix of like just the prepubescent phase and just figuring out my music taste and meeting people, not meeting people, figuring out that I really am this weird ass anime kid.
Yeah.
And that wasn't really the cool thing in like 07, 08, you know what I mean? So it was that a lot of that coming into play as I'm really figuring out my love for music and how much I really appreciate it. And again, this is like you were saying how the early days how we met. This is at the time when Nick was really rapping, and I can tell like we both know how just amazing of a talent Nick is in general. But like I keep calling her the GOAT for a reason. I'm like her adaptability is just amazing, and it kind of low key influenced me as the year went on because like I didn't really know how to adapt like Nick does, but I was like, shit, like shit. Like I hear him talking really was an era because like that's when I first started producing, and that was like had to be 2010, 2011. I was already in college at that point, but like 2010, 2011, that's when I started producing. So
yeah, it was definitely around that time. I remember hearing it. I think I was out of school at the time. I had just graduated. Yeah, I just remember because that whole tape is fire. First of all, I don't.
Classic.
She could like if she wanted to do that again, I would not stop her. But you get because it's the last track it's the last actual song on the tape or whatever.
I remember, yeah.
And I was like, yo, this beat goes hard. What Nick does, she just kills it or whatever. So I was like, yeah. So then, obviously our connections come through there. And so when I find out that you're a rapper, that you're also a rapper, I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see what he does. And so I think I'm positive the first one I got to was Underground Resident. That was the first tape, whatever. You like
That's
to
pretty much the beginning, right?
you like to forget that it happened, but I feel like, and as an artist, man, like you have to start from somewhere. So you have to be able to present yourself something first, and you're proud of your first, right? But deep down, this is some more bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, fool. It's like, I mean, this does kind of make sense to like how you've seen the growth over the years. Like this light is killing me. I've been trying to readjust this shit.
It's all good, man.
But okay, that'll work. But yeah, it's like I do take pride in the first tape in the Lost Cause because that was the beginning. That was me being away from home. It was me meeting artists outside the city that I didn't even know about. It was my eventual bridge to get back into the city while finding out about artists I didn't know about. And it's just like for me, I hear so much of that promise in the beginning. I hear so much of like, okay, this is where I started. This is me really wanting to get to where I'm at now. I just didn't know how. I was just doing it and doing it and doing it. And those first two, Lost Cause and Underground Res, it's like those are the benchmarks. Those are the beginning. Like it's super lyric. As I told Nick and a couple other people the time I dropped it, I was like super lyrical miracle me.
Yeah, that was back when you were, because I think with a lot of people, right? I think with a lot of people, artists and just like rappers and stuff, I think people start off being just they're able to rhyme, right? So like I'm able to put this word together, I'm able to rhyme like 16, do these different things. It's not until later that you learn how to make a song. Is that right?
That is exactly right. And that's the thing, like you come around and meet the like-minded people, you meet the people who are outside the box, and they had that influence on you to want to make that type of shit. And it didn't hit me until later. I'm gonna be straight up. Like I met some phenomenal songwriters between like high school and college and now. And it did those little hints and drops didn't hit me until I got really pushed outside of my comfort zone. So I get it.
So what would you say the difference is to being able to rap and being able to write a song, to make a song? Because I think people are good freestylers, but not necessarily good at making songs. I think people are good at making songs, but they're not necessarily great rappers. You know what I mean?
And that's something I feel like I think that's more of a recent revelation I came to. Because it's like it's funny because I just talked to somebody about this the other day. Like my example is always Corey Guns.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Like phenomenal rapper. Like that man can rattle off like multiple rhyme schemes, switching his flow, doing the cadences and shit. Otherwise, I couldn't name anything that would really be like, nah, this my look. Corey Guns on goddamn one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's a great example actually.
And then there's I'm trying to think I'm trying to think of a really good example, like a song person who's not really like the best rapper. Like I don't know why my mind went to Saigon all of a sudden because I'm thinking of
That's a that's a blast from the past.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you somebody who I think is in that vein. I think Travis Scott's in that vein.
Oh, all right, okay.
But I think Travis Scott isn't a great rapper, but I think he can make a hell of a song.
Not the best rapper, not too adept in a lot of decisions he makes, but that's where that may be. But like, no,
ain't got no new big dog.
No, I'm about to say, look, I'm already drinking fucking, but like I can agree with that. It's like it's weird because I think Travis is in that category for me where it's like I can hear him on features, but not necessarily his shit.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like for me, like my favorite joint from him is like him and Young Thug, Drunk. The Cartier Francis get drunk.
Yeah.
Like I remember Thug shit more than him. Like for real.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Travis is like a hook guy, right? Like, oh, I remember because I remember this Travis hook or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's not a knock, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, what would you say is like the difference? Like, what's the major component that makes a difference between the two people?
I mean, the the wittiness of being able to freestyle on the spot is it's always gonna be something awe-inspiring. At least for me. I grew up studying people who could be like in the moment and make something happen. I have like a crazy ass like 16 already in their head to make something happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's arguable today that that's still being the case. Like you really can't tell what's freestyle, what's written, whatever the case is now. But like with a song, with a person who's naturally able to make a song, they know how to make something catchy. They know how to
Yeah.
make something that people can latch onto a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And they're not exactly the best at wording it or whatever, but like they know how to make it stick. You know what I mean? They know how to make it stick.
Hey.
Like they know how to make it catch on. You dig me? But that's really the difference. It's like you could like I've done it. I mean, this is probably for me being able to freestyle shit, but like I've freestyled like maybe a 2-line couplet that eventually turned into a song, you know what I mean? And then a lot of people might have that same mentality. It's like they'll throw all these lines out there, pull one, that turns into a hit. You know what I mean? So I mean, I would say that's the difference. It's like freestyle has its place of showing ability and eventually being able to make a song, but songwriting, like that catchiness factor.
Speaking of freestyles, I think I think one of the first freestyles I heard from you, it was labeled a freestyle. I think it was Rap Right You. It was like a 5-minute jump, and like you would at the end, you like I really rap 5 minutes
over that left brain jump. Oh my god, shit!
Yeah,
that was a post to forget type jump. I think that was my era of like felt cute. I'm gonna delete the shit later.
Yeah. But like I remember a lot of those early
jumps. Like, bro, I had so many of the moments, bro, because I'm like, it was a lot of shit I just posted and forgot at some point. Like I remember that period of when I just dropped freestyles and I eventually deleted because I'm like, nah, this shit ain't hitting like I thought it would.
Yeah. But. So you drop Underground Res. So like at this point, I'm like, yeah, I'm following. I'm like, all right, cool. I see what he's going for, right?
Frame of context, people. This is 2011. Yeah. Like, Jesus.
So I see where you're going with it. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's continue to follow him. I think. So what's the next one? Is the next one? Does next day 130 day?
TDT, yeah, 30
yeah, 30 day therapy. Which that's when you got into your bag like concept stuff, right? So I'm like, okay, so now he's going for the concept thing. 30 days of straight writing, make a song based off of these. You know what I'm saying? It's a great concept, but again, it's like an inchworm, right? Like, okay, I see what he's doing. He's inching towards what he wants to do. And there's some good songs on there. I remember I think one of the first ones that you performed was I Got Him.
Got him.
Yeah.
It sounds like I got him now. Now here's the funny part about what you just said about being able to like freestyle, being able to make a song. That I think that might be like up until that point, I didn't have anything single worthy or like anything that felt like it could have stood out from Lost or UR, but like 30 Day, like it's a couple drinks on there that could have been singles when I really look back on it. I'm like, fuck. But oh no, go ahead.
But yeah, that was what's called. That was when I was like, okay, but it was the next one where I think it was For Your Consideration.
Sounds like the EP, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was that one that was like, okay, I think he's starting to put it together. Because that one has a lot of jumps that I still revisit today. The Basement's on there.
Okay.
I think Infamous is on there.
You can get in the basement. Go ahead.
But yeah, there's a bunch. So would you say that's where things click for you, or where would you say? I don't want to go further into the catalog because there's one in particular where I 1,000% have to talk about. But would you say FYC was like where you were like, okay, I'm starting to pick up where I want to do, and this is where I'm hitting?
I can definitely say that because it's like Lost Cause, get my feet wet. Brown Red's like, all right, it's probably the most y'all gonna really hear me rap. So there's that. Funny enough, I was listening to it the other day. I'm like, okay, I hear the flashes of where I was gonna end up. That's scary. And then you mentioned in TDT, like That was me figuring out what a concept for me would look like, and I pulled like people that I went to college with, like people that ended up featuring doing my interlude and shit. Like that was the first time I recorded on like the shitty ass mic I had. I'll never forget.
Yeah.
Shitty ass USB mic I recorded that joint off of, and like part of it I recorded off my cell phone. I'll never forget. Like each project felt like a first for me in a way. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like definitely TDT was definitely my first concept drawing, but yeah, now I'm looking back on it. Yeah, I got him. Nah, no excuse for FYC. Huh? I got him. Distance, Ego Check. I feel like those like the 3 singles I had at the point. Because those like my first few music videos. That's why I remember it. But yeah, that was an interesting time, man. It really was. Just in college, discovering the people that I'm actually still working with to this day, which is scary enough. But just the flashes of what will become now. And then you mentioned FYC with the EP, like first all original project. That was a lot tougher to put together than I thought, because it was like, oh my god, I'm trying to remember, because I think that was the nearly the last project I worked with my guy Munoz on.
Man, y'all were like, oh my god, what a pick and roll.
That was after I can gather my thoughts on this shit. But like yeah, FYC was definitely where I feel like I started clicking the pieces together, like what would make a decent song. Like almost there, but not exactly there, because like that was what a lot of people gave me on feedback. It was like every project, it was like, all right, Nish, cool, keep going. Oh, all right, you starting to get it. Oh, okay. Like, it's the incremental, like you said, the inchworm, the incremental. Okay, I see where things starting to pick up, where you're starting to work with people, where you're starting to find your sound. And like, funny enough, like Munoz, one of the main guys I was working with early on, like we was really scheming to like take over on some shit, and like right around the time like after FYC and before the manifest, which like 2014, 2015, we were planning like a full project.
Oh my god.
Like we were really planning a full project, yeah. Like we hit each other up so many times, and then just like at one point, like I didn't hear anything from him. Like at that point I was genuinely concerned. I'm like, I hope I got good. Like I hope he's straight. Like for real, but sadly it wasn't the case. But the irony that I lose contact with Munoz, and I find like Arcade, Benji Armstrong, like all the people I'm working with now, which is insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, like just there was some hits on FYC. Wake 'em Up. Love Joint was good.
Ooh, oh, you just reminded me with Love Joint.
Yeah, Love Joint was good. Love Joint became a series.
That part, yes. So my
My
thing about series, like I noticed artists at the time making songs in the series. I think it's like probably the wildest influence for me to really pull. But like Meek Mill had like a series of joints. What was it, like Tony's Story, I think?
I think so.
Yeah, Tony's Story. Like he had a series of them joints. I'm like, all them shits are fire. This is insane. Like obviously other than like the mixtape shit. But yeah, like Love Joint became a series. Like I didn't think it was gonna become a series, but the way I wrote each one was different. Cause like Love Joint was it was partly influenced by my relationship at the time. Second one was more like outside looking in, and then the third one was definitely me writing. Like I was like, I'm writing this. This is what I wanted to say on this to, whomever would have applied to in that case. But yeah. Then the basement. My guy Suede, like
Let me stop you real quick. The basement is. Let me see what I'm gonna try to say. Lyrically, probably in my top 5.
Like
for you.
Damn.
Yeah, I'd probably say in my top 5 because there's a lot of quotables in there. There's a lot of just like metaphors, and you know what I'm saying. You were getting your shit off, and I was like, yeah, no, this is. I was like, because I think that was the one where I was like, all right, this dude different. Like he like he you know what I'm saying. Like when he focused, like he mad different, bro.
And that was something else I had to learn how to do too, was figure out like where the fuck my focus was. And the basement kind of got me to that point because like what's out is the basement 1 and 2. There is a 3.
You love a damn series.
Well, my thing is threes. Like
Yeah, I know.
my thing is threes. I love trilogies. I love seeing things in threes. But
Yeah.
like there is a 3. It's like I only dropped 1 and 2. But 3, I mean, for real, for me, I think 3 is like probably the best, like my favorite.
Well, I'm ready to hear it whenever, bro. You know me.
Hold on, let me look, cause I saved the track list of something I got. Like it's some minor shit. It's some minor shit I got, but
Some quote unquote minor shit. I hear you.
I mean, I'm giving reminders in the long run, but anyway.
Right.
Hint, hint, wink, wink for
Right.
future feeds. So stop. Nah, but no, like I do have a reminders 3. I mean, not a reminders, but I do have a basement 3 coming. Like, it's just like I just want to make sure I had the right time to drop it. You know what I mean?
For sure. And then it comes to what I still say is your best body of work, like ever. So thus far, we'll say thus far, and that's the manifest.
Goddamn.
When I tell you, bro,
Like, bruh.
when I tell you, because that dropped, I think that dropped in 2015. Because that was a year. I think 2015 is one of the best years in like rap music, in music period. Really,
Bruh. Yep. Mm-hmm.
it is a crazy year for music.
Yes.
And you literally had one of my favorite projects that year. I was spinning that jump crazy. Cause I was like, dog, cause this is it. He put everything from back then and put it all together on this one. Song making. You had the lyrics, you had everything. Like you had introspective, you had like just bars and shit. I was like, dog, this is it. This is what it was building up towards, bro. I was so hyped for you, bro. I was telling everybody about that shit. I was writing different posts. I was like, no, this, you have to listen to this.
I gotta hear this shit.
Like, this is crazy.
Now, Stick, it's funny you brought that up because like I saw what you tagged me in early on Facebook. Like, again, frame of context. Like, Stick was very much still like the blog writing game, which ironically enough, I think that might have sparked the podcast.
Bro, you don't even understand, bro. Like I was having dudes like I did from New York, from different states. But hey, review my jump real quick. Like, bro, I don't know you. Like, I was like, I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting paid for this, big dog. Like,
dead ass son, I need you to review my shit, son. Come on, son. I don't know you. Like, sir, I don't know you.
That jump was crazy. I was getting like emails from random people, bro. Like, yo, check out my music. Like, bro, I have no. No.
My guy, hey. But
yeah, tell us about the manifest, man, because I love hearing about that process and just what you went through with that.
Bro, the manifest was a goddamn era, man. Like it was a first in many ways for me because like I was getting my feet wet producing on TDT and Free Consideration, and then in that same round of time I was dropping beat tapes more frequently and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew for the manifest it had to be something different. Like I don't know why. It's like the more it came together, the more I was like, nah, this there's a different energy around this shit. I gotta approach it differently. And it's like it was hella people I wanted to work with, hella producers that I was hitting up for like the longest time that wanted to work with me. And it felt like the point I wanted to get to up until that point in 2015. It felt like that point of progression I really wanted to get to, and it felt good when I finally put it together.
Mm-hmm.
The irony that like that whole adage about like, oh, an artist's sadness makes for the best shit. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was going through a little bit of shit at the time. Mm-hmm. It cultivated into like my most vulnerable, again, for the time period, for the most vulnerable, most like lyrically sound, sonically sound, songwriting sound. I'm like, okay, now I know the direction I gotta go in. You know what I mean? Because it was from people like Suede in my ear. It was from like Munchie doing the intro, from Apollo, from working with Noni, Mike Cool, like all these people I met over the years that really pushed me outside of my comfort zone to really want to write that type of shit. You know what I mean? The Manifest was an era like that. I say to this day that was my arrival as NishoSoul. So
I agree, man. And then, I just want to make sure we get to some of your newer stuff soon, but I do want to touch on, in between you dropped Verse of Ice and you dropped Spirit the Manifest too, but then came your actual first album, Soon Enough, one long in the making. Long in the making. I remember it was a running joke like, y'all, dog, Soon Enough it's a weird title, dog, because you've been holding off on this for years.
It was the most ironic shit ever. Fool. Like, but I was like, I know it's gonna be worth it when it came, but
yeah. So tell us about the album, man, and just the process of making that and what you think about it. I mean, because it's what 2 years old, 3 years old, almost.
I think it's more 3 years old.
Okay.
It's 2019.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah, 2019. Yep.
Okay, so tell us how you feel about it. 3 years later.
Haha, coming back to my threes.
You love it, damn three.
I mean, I'm not finna not the creation of it, you did. But like, Soon Enough just felt like everything I busted my ass for, like everything that I've been in. Like, look, if anybody from like anywhere that I performed at is watching this, like, I mean, no offense with what I'm about to say, but I gotta be straight up with this shit. I went from dingy ass nightclubs, like I went from like the crowded ass nightclubs to shit where like nobody's paying attention to the shit where people are paying attention, testing out songs, trying new things, like performing freestyle for like 10 minutes straight. Motherfuckers like, how you still rapping? You know what I mean? Like, it's just cultivated experiences that came into that album, and like it felt so good to finally bring it to life. Like with Tiger Lily doing the cover, and like my guy Meek doing the mixing on the shit, and me doing the other half, like, and working with producers I've been wanting to work with for a long time. Like, and here's the irony stick. Like, two of the songs, Lapis and Robin. Now, those were the first two songs I did with Arcade. Like, all the other shit me and Arcade did together, like, that was shit we like kind of did on the spot and was like, all right, let's drop it. Like, this shit crazy. Let's drop the shit. But those two were the first two songs. I'm like, bro, say them beats for me. I need this shit for something else. That something else eventually became Soon Enough. And it just felt really good to get out. Like, because I think to date, that's like my most well-rounded I've gotten on a full project. I felt good that it just came together. Like, again, it's the circling back of like people I wanted to work with, because I've had, like, I got Soul on there, I got my guy Kilo on there, Solstice, Kenya. If I'm missing anybody, forgive me. Like, it's just so many people I got to work with, and just
Isn't Nicole Lerner on there?
I mean, wait.
I can't remember. Is she?
No,
Nick was a random single.
No, Nick was on Spirit. Nick was on Spirit with Deliverance.
There we go. Yeah, you're right.
Nick was on Spirit with Deliverance.
There we go. You're right.
So that's going back a couple projects. Like,
yeah, but yeah, man. I mean, I was happy you were finally able to put that out. I know me and you talked like intermittently throughout the year,
bro. Like, cause I was sitting there like, bro, I want to tell you so bad.
And I'm that annoying friend that if you tell me something's coming out and then like it takes a while to get there, I'm gonna remind you.
This man told me like, "Fool, drop the fucking album." I'm like, I can't. Like,
I'm like Stewie with Brian. Like, yo, you finished that novel? yo, you finished that album? You know, the one that the one with all the different artists and the one you've been working on for about 4 or 5 years now.
Been a couple of years. Try this.
Get it mixed and mastered. But yeah, man, like I was just so happy that you finally got that out, man. And the reception that it got was dope to see.
That was the one that shot me. Like, just the reception, just like Nisho. It was a collective Nisho. I hear you, and it wasn't just like a passive like, oh man, I'm gonna listen to it. It was like, nah, no, fool. I see exactly where you're going with this shit. You know what I mean? And I think this speaks to a lot of like what a lot of artists go through. It's like it's a period of I'm trying to find a good synonym for self-doubt, but I feel like that's the most appropriate thing here, self-doubt. like it's a moment of, are people really listening? And then
Mhm.
you get those DMs are like, hey, your song touched me. Hey, I really fuck with this song. Hey, this shit's really inspiring. Keep going. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like it hit until around that time, until around the time soon enough. You know what I mean? Because it was like kind of intermittent and not like I'm expecting it from people. Not like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna drop the shit. Look, I'm waiting for the motherfuckers to hit me. No. It's like it's gonna come when people are really resonating with it. You know what I mean? And that's what ended up happening soon enough. And I'm like, I'm really grateful for that shit. You know what I mean? Because it was people in my ear down here, like Nish, you got it, bro. Like you got it. Keep going. You know what I mean? But then it becomes tangible, and then people really affirm you when something's really out when they're able to hear it. You know what I mean? So that's what happened.
Yeah, and and as an artist, man, and me and you know, we're both artists in different realms, obviously.
Yes.
But when you put in the work and the nobody sees like the different hours and the different things, the struggles and all that stuff or whatever. And so like when you put it out, I think we know better than to expect an immediate response, right? But it's hard to prevent that. Like we're like, all right, it's out. Where's the feedback? Where's the feedback, right? And
Yeah.
so as an artist, it's hard to just it's hard to wait and sit still. You know what I'm saying? So that you have to wait to hear it. But when you get that back, it makes everything that you did worth it. You know what I mean?
Truly. And like what's funny is like I've gotten the accolades, like not necessarily the accolades, like, oh, you won this of the year. Like, just genuinely people in my ear of like, I see your direction, keep going, or like, all right, I see what you're doing. Like, bro, man, you really be snapping on stage and shit. You know what I mean? I've gotten that, and what people don't know, I've gotten just as many. Like, man, he being too wordy on his songs. Like, man, yo, Nisho, you could do this. You like get a little drink, a little sweat. I've had several people in my ear telling me how to do my thing, and I'm like, if it ain't gonna resonate with what I really truly want to do with, then I'm not doing it.
Right.
It's like you said, everybody don't see the middle. They just see the beginning and the end. It's like they see the announcement and when it drops. They don't see you trying to mix your songs 1,000 times. They don't see you trying to meet with engineers trying to mix your shit. They don't see the producers you hitting up. They don't see the features you hitting up. They don't see all the bread you putting up for all the shit. You know what I mean? Like that's just the reality of it. You know what I mean? It's like what you put into it won't come back immediately, but it's gonna come back.
Yeah.
And that's like the assurance and the risk that a lot of artists end up having to take. That's what it is.
I agree, man. I agree.
That's in any realm, not just like being a
For
music.
sure. That's something that's an artist mentality, bro. That's the thing we sign up for. You know what I mean? It's the thing we sign up for. So and now since in between that time, you dropped like some reminders. You dropped some reminder tapes, some spirit stuff. You've had some killer one-offs and singles. I'm always akin to Ryuko. That's my
Bro,
job.
that whole year might be one of my favorite years. I'm not going front. Like that whole,
Ryuko is definitely one of my go-tos.
that whole
Um,
year was my favorite, man.
but hold me down, man, was a huge random single for you. Like you've been eating a lot off of Hold Me Down. Because it's something it's one of those catchy jumps that the crowd participation is very easy. And people just resonated to that song, man. So tell me the writing process for Hold Me Down.
Bro, hold you down. Like I think this is a story I don't get tired of telling because it's like, and when I got the beat to hold you down, like it was a promotional group based in the area called I think Local First DMV,
Mm.
and they were reaching out to people trying to get a compilation tape together. They was like, all right, we'll send you the beats, we'll see what people want to do with the beats and everything. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm down to participate. Whatever information you need, I got you. So they sent me the link. And the beat, there was two beats: the beat to hold you down, and then the beat for what eventually became What You Expect Volume 2.
Mm.
And the beat for Hold You Down, I was like, oh, this shit different. This is different.
Yeah.
And I only like I know I remember writing the verse first. Like I didn't write the hook. I didn't write the hold you down. I didn't write that first. Like I wrote the verse first. It's like there'll be points where I'll have a hook. There'll be points where I'll think of the hook first, then the verse, or like the verse, then the hook. But like for this, I'm like, nah, this feels like a storytelling type situation. So it came, let me set this up. I don't want to mess this up. Like it felt like I had to tell a story on it, and coincidentally enough, it is a story. Like it's an
Mm.
actual story. It's several conversations I've had with people that became Hold You Down. And the hook, I'm gonna be honest, like I wasn't expecting it to be like a crowd participation type thing. It was like it was me echoing myself, and then when I did it live for the first time, motherfuckers just naturally did it. I was like, hold you down, and it shocked the shit out of me. I was like, oh shit, oh damn, oh y'all singing back, okay. Look, y'all singing back. Saves note for later. Eventually became like the most requested song for people to hear from me.
Yeah.
But like I honestly did not expect the feedback that I got from it, and just the way it hit that shock wave. Cause like I'm look, Stick, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Like Tiger, Nick, and Soul, they were the first three people to hear the song.
Mm.
Well before I dropped it, I was like, I don't know if like I said it to them. I was like, should I drop this? And it was all like, yeah, nah, you need to.
Yeah.
If they didn't tell me that, I probably wouldn't have dropped it. I'm dead ass.
Yeah.
Like if those three didn't tell me, Nisho, this is the one, drop that song, I wouldn't have dropped it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Cause
thank God for them.
yeah, cause again, it goes back to that sold out thing. Cause I'm sitting there like this, like I don't know what this is. I don't know what feeling is around this song yet. And then
Mhm.
I hear people saying "Hold You Down" back, drunk shit, drinking, screaming "Hold You Down" back, or like hit me in the DMs like, "Yo, I really resonate with this song. Like it's the
Mhm.
one." Like, ooh, I got another story, but no, I'm sure. But like it was an interesting situation with the song "Hold You Down" in a completely unexpected circumstance. But
Yeah.
that aside, like it's those unexpected moments of not knowing the impact something will have until you just go for it and do it, and then here we are.
Yeah. And then I like to call it it was that a quiet period for you, right? Not necessarily nothing from technically you per se, right? Nothing like, oh, I'm not dropping a project,
Yeah,
something random here, something random there.
yeah.
But you've come back with a vengeance, man, very recently, man. Tell us about the two singles that you dropped, and tell us what's on the horizon, man, for NishoSoul, man. Yeah.
Whew. What's on the horizon for a youngin? Let's see. So the two singles, All Me and Ride for This. I mean, with the pandemic, like I'm gonna be straight up. Like before the pandemic hit, I was planning the last part of the Manifest series. So like the context, like what Stick mentioned earlier, the Manifest was the first part of a series I was planning. Like the Manifest was Manifest 1, Spirit, Manifest 2. Serenity was gonna be Manifest 3, but I've had several changes with it recently. Like I had what I thought was the completed project, but it might just be a separate EP in itself. But pandemic hit, everything changed. I'm still going to work. Like my schedule was shifting like crazy. It was a lot of wild shit going on at the time. And then me and Nick was still doing season 4 of the podcast. Like it was a lot happening. And musically, I wouldn't even say shit was up in the air. Everybody was hitting me more than ever. Like, yo, let's work on some shit. So I got like a lot of shit in the cut as far as features.
Yeah.
But solo music, it was excuse me, it was more of like I don't know where to go.
Mm.
Like cause I got to a point where like I felt like I did everything. And that wasn't a brag or nothing. It was like I felt like I kind of reached my limit.
Yeah.
But I'm hearing people wanting me on features or like reaching out like, yo, Nisho, I need you on this shit. And then this is a big one. Like being on Twitch, like
Yeah.
streaming on Twitch and being in different communities, like them wanting to work with me and do different shit.
Mm.
Like it pulled me back into a place of like, oh no, I gotta go crazy now. I can't stop. Like I cannot stop. I refuse. But what led to All Me and Ride for This coming out. All Me was like literally November last year. And
Okay.
I wrote it in November last year. It's just dropping like recently.
Yeah.
Like my guy, Icy shot salute to Icy. Like he slid me the beat because like he was on IG, like you know how like people show like previews of something they got coming or whatever
For
the
sure.
case. I commented on his, like I already knew him, but like I commented on one of his shit and I was like, bro, I need this beat. Like I straight up, I was like, I commented, bro, I need this beat, and I DM'd him. I'm like, fool, if no one else claims this beat, give it to me. Like I need this shit. So like I had the verse written, and again, it goes back to what I did on Hold You Down. Like I had the verse written, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do on that hook, but I'm like, I'm hearing the beat switch. I'm like, oh nah, this different. This shit different. Then shorty right there on me, lady right there on me. Like I don't know if that's like my 21 influence.
Right.
Like I don't know what it is. Like again, it's like the cycle of influences coming from so many different places, but like I knew I had to do something different on that joint, and then All Me happened / trust me. That's why I put in parentheses when I put it on platforms. I'm like, it isn't just All Me, it's trust me, because it's duality to this shit. But so that was that. But Ride for This. That was part of a bigger project I had that's actually coming out. It's already out. Everybody knows now. Like I have a mixtape coming pretty much. That was within the past year. Like my guy Jerome Anthony, Pretty Tony, he had sent me like a folder full of shit. He was like, yo, go crazy. I was like, word. I bet. So it goes back to the era I believe Stick you really heard me best in my element, which was your underground resident, your 4-year considerations. Like it took me back to that era writing wise, but like I got to really like kind of flex the delivery muscle, flex the being able to like come back to like what got me into this. And that's like I love to write, I love to rap, I love to like have fun with this shit. But this is from like mature Nisho's perspective instead of like all over the place type shit. So it's like it feels more I don't know if I want to say organized chaos, but I'm gonna just say organized chaos.
That's fine. Yeah, I like that.
Like Ride for This is like one of the singles I got planned. Like on this project, I feel like there's several singles.
Okay.
It's a rare occasion for me to say that. I'm like, it's several joints on here that could be singles if I really wanted it to be. But Ride for This is one of them. So be afraid of the rest of the project.
Yeah. And when can we expect that?
I'm aiming for the summer of this year.
Okay. I like to hear that, man. You know me. I'm always ready for new Nisho music. You know how I get down.
Indeed. You know, you've been holding it down for a minute. You do.
You know how I get down.
But
yeah. I do want to talk about some other stuff, man. Because then
of course. No, I'm here, man. Definitely.
I'm here. You're an interesting character. So I just wanted to get like just tell me about the Twitch, because I know that's something you got into as of last year, I think, right?
Yeah.
And you built up a nice little community. So tell us about that and just how that's had an effect on you personally.
I've been in Twitch for like a very long time. Like I'd say since like 2017, 18. Like I haven't gotten my personal Twitch until like last year, you know, with the pandemic. Well, 2020, I should say, with the pandemic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been watching several people on Twitch for like a long time. Like Team 4-Star with the whole, like they're known for Dragon Ball Bridge, but like they do a gaming series as well. They do several gaming series. They're fucking hilarious. They're phenomenal minds in the business period. But yeah, they were like the first hints that I had gotten on Twitch. But like, you fast forward a couple years, one of the guys that I work with like frequently on music, just on like just being able to get myself out there networking wise. Period. 06 Chris, shout my guy, salute.
Out to 06, man.
Look, VA native, you dig me. And like he was in my ear heavy about Twitch, and I didn't realize like how significant of that impact would be until I really did the research, and I'm like, okay, this could be something. Like late 2020, I had the idea, and then I got the equipment in between time. 2020, February 2021 was when I officially made my re-debut was Nisho. Like Nisho is pretty much like my gamer tag anyway, but I made it my Twitch alias, so you know the birth of your humble shogun came to be. And the community that came from it, I honestly didn't see coming. Bro, because it's like it came from like me being on like 06 stream and being on a couple people's different streams. They were in my ear heavy too. Salute the 06, salute the Jury Reina. Like they were in my ear heavy, like, nah, like you can do this. Like it's very much a possible thing. You can do this. And I'm a year in, man. Like it's crazy.
It's been an organic rise just to see you start from the humble beginnings, like, and then like slowly watching as like the community has grown and grown and grown. Yeah, man, it's always an interesting adventure when you're in there. Like I pop in every now and again, and
Bro.
it's just fun watching what goes down in there.
Who hide your everybody when you step in the palace? That's all I'm gonna
Yeah,
say.
man. Yeah, it's a dope adventure, man. You also did the podcast, Cold Soul podcast, man. 5 seasons, like say, just completed. You know the series finale. Last episode dropped recently. I was on for 2. We had some good times for sure.
You were reoccurring yet. You were literally Cold Soul family. Like that was
man. I wanted to get on, I wanted to get on one last time, man, but the pandemic messed all that up.
Bro, we was playing the whole before. Right?
I know the press run was gonna be crazy for the last one, but that's why it was really important to try to get y'all to do this. So that's why I wanted to do y'all get y'all on here. But just tell me about like just podcasting in general and like the journey from the Console podcast from the beginning, and then what your lasting memory of the podcast is.
That is a tough one. From the beginning, like there have been many artists from here, from DC, Maryland, Virginia, whatever the case will be, whatever people categorize it as. Like there's so many people I just want to sit down and converse with and really just pick their minds about their approach to music, their approach to learning the business side of it, learning the creative side of it, like literally being out here like in the same way we were performing, like when Nick was out here full time.
Yeah,
like we all know she's retired now.
Yeah, she's as close to as Joe Budden as you can get.
Joe Budden.
she's Nick Zipper.
Nick. In the fucking call, I'm done here. Okay.
She's retired, but she'll come back out every now and again.
Again, I keep calling Nick Goat for a reason, but like, just the podcasting journey has been like a really enlightening one because it's like it showed the in and outs of planning, of the in and outs of timing, be prepared for anything. It showed organic conversation could come from the wildest places. Like it showed so many things I couldn't really encapsulate, man. Like, cause I'm gonna be straight up, like the first 3 seasons were interesting because like we were hopping from studio to studio, place to place, but at the same time we were getting our network up of meeting so many different people, and like people were starting to hit us up once the wheel kept rolling on like people figuring out who Cold Soul was, and it's like we just here trying to make a positive and safe space, you know what I mean? And like the majority are like, nah, y'all really doing that, you know what I mean? It was beautiful to have that reflected, and like like I remember clear as day season 3, like leading into the pandemic. I remember clear as day. We were about to end it at the place that we were having it out with the ounce, saluting my guy Ray. But like we were at the place we were having it out with the ounce, and we were about to end the season there. We had 1 more episode left.
Yeah.
Right before the pandemic, and then everything shut down. So we did season 4 on Zoom, and I'm like, okay, we can do this.
Yeah.
It'll be a bit rough. We can do this. So, but like to say being on that journey with Nick is nothing but a godsend, because like I couldn't see myself doing it with anybody else. Like Nick is such a consistent person in general, and just somebody who's really willing to learn and willing to figure out what's necessary to be done for the things that we had to do. You know what I mean? So it's like we've had many ups, many downs, many triumphs, many like trip ups, but I wouldn't trade any of it for the world because like we got to do so much amazing shit through the podcast, and I'm really grateful for it.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was an important space for like an important platform for people just to get like their names out there. And
Yeah.
you know, it was names that most people may not have known at first. And so like y'all were doing an important service to the community and to that area. And I was glad I was a part of the journey. I felt like I was far, me, all three of us are family, obviously. We're or original members of the N-word. You know what I'm saying? As I N word people.
Can we talk about that after this? Like, can we talk about that after this? Like, go ahead.
But yeah, just it was just, but that being part of the Quote Soul family felt good because like I was like, oh, cool.
Oh yeah,
what they're doing is important and dope for like that, the community, the people around, and just getting people's names out there. So I, salute to y'all. 5 seasons. I'm only on season 2. I hope to get the 5 seasons. That's dope. So I love y'all to death. So that's it's always love, bro.
Always, man. Like even before we had you on the podcast, it was always love. But like legit, the people we've had on multiple times, it was within good reason. Because it's like it's not a detriment on anybody we've had on there once, but it's like it's a different experience with people that you've been in community with once and then you get to know them versus like multiple times, then you get to really see them in the element with what we did with the podcast. And it's so many moments I can't really pin down as far as like my highlights or even favorite moments. Like it was tough doing it on the finale because I'm like, bro, it's so much shit that happened.
Yeah.
In the means of the podcast I couldn't even name, bro. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
But like that, no stick, no bullshit. And again, I'm not being biased because I'm on Clueless Vino with Stick Braxton. No way, not at all. I'm not being biased. Go get Bonds on Amazon Prime. Go get Bonds on Amazon Books. On what? What? Anyway, no, I'm not being biased. Not at all. This wasn't a pre-planned contract. I'm kidding. But like for real, Stick, bro, you was some of the funniest moments we had on the podcast, hands down. Seriously, like some of the funniest shit we had. It was kind of the precursor to Clueless Vino in a way.
Kind of, man. That just because I like talking, bro. But I like talking with like a purpose of like I like hearing stories. You know what I'm saying? I like hearing people like express the stuff that they like to do and stuff like that. And if I get to drink while doing it, I'm gonna drink while doing it.
I mean, look, I'm gonna be straight up. Look, you probably made history as like the only episode we had where we drank, had convo, and we ended up gaming in the middle of it. Because I'm like, I didn't get to game in any other fucking episode of the podcast. I'm like, fool, let's go.
Man. Hey man, and I was on a torn Achilles. I'm a history maker, man. Come on now. Come on, man. Come on.
Yes, fuck. That was a throwback. Jesus
Come on, man. I want to get you out on here on this, man. Just a couple of rapid questions. All right.
Man, I'm about to say I'm here, man. I'm like, shit, we can keep this shit going, fool.
Let's do some rapid questions, man. All right. So we share a lot of interests together.
Yes, we do.
So we're gonna do a couple, and that's I'm gonna give you. What are your 3 essential Lupe Fiasco songs?
Why the fuck you gonna do this to me, man?
Because I'm a villain.
He's a whole fucking heel. Fuck you. Shit. Oh my god, 3 essential Lupe songs. I don't know why the first one that popped in my head was Cold World, but I'm gonna go with it. Cold World. Okay. It's like it's one of my favorite Lupe songs.
Okay.
Cold World. Oh my god, it's so tough. There's so many. It's something from a Ramen 8. I can't remember. Cold World, the one where he rapped over every planet where he reaches dead. Is something in the air. Do you feel it? Is it strong? Real? Do you feel? Do you kill? All the Lupe fans, y'all gonna know.
Yeah. The Lupe fans knew exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah. And if we're talking actual songs, fuck, so many, like shit. Like,
I'll do you a favor. I'll give you. I might name you a favor. Make it 4. So I give you that's 2. So I give you an extra one, is in case you want to split a difference.
All right. Okay. All right. So
we got Cold World. We got whatever the heck that one song is called. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out eventually.
I forgot the formal name, but I'm gonna just go with every planet we reach is dead because he first out over it. Let's see. Man, I'm trying to think of like his singles, but I mean, even that's a very minimal list, and I don't even know if I put that in my essential songs.
Yeah.
Catch Me I'm Ballin', 3, Catch Me I'm Ballin'. Like
okay.
That the Dirty Harry freestyle, I can't not skip that. Like that was Catch Me I'm Ballin', I'm sick too if you ain't catch me like coughing. Come on. Like, come on. Like, and last would be Jesus Christ, like, because my mind is being cast back between the Lupe the Killer. It's cast between like the Fahrenheit mixtape and the Cool.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out which song. Ooh, you know what? Switch.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm gonna say Switch. Like, I'm probably gonna change this whole list after this episode comes out. Like that Switch shit, he rapped on Still Tipping, and that shit was fucking crazy. Like, he did every flow I could fucking think of.
That was different. That was sick.
Check on my shoes. I heard it. Killing like that guy. This shit was. All right. We're gonna be all right.
And then our next interest. Give us your 4 essential anime series.
I mean, it's almost as if we just started watching anime.
That's the other thing we also do together. Just started watching anime with Nicole Lerner and the crew. So make sure you go on YouTube and watch that as well. But give us your 4 essential anime, man.
Number 1, Samurai Champloo, always, now, forever. I need everybody to watch it at some point. Just get blessed in your life and bless yourself with Samurai Champloo. Now, I will admit, I run into people who said, oh, it's all right, it's cool. And I'm like, look, that's not the friend that you need in your life. Like,
that's how you weed people out your life.
No, because like I'm serious. Like I feel like I'm gonna forever have an inherent bias with that anime because like it formed a lot of my early years of being able to rap for real.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't find that soundtrack and the anime, I probably wouldn't be rapping today, man. For real.
Yeah, shout out to New Jobbies, man. Rest in peace.
Jobbies, Force of Nature, Suchi, yeah, definitely rest in peace.
Yeah, Fat John, all them guys, man. Come on,
bro, like the whole team. You know what I mean? Because I've had the debates with people like, oh, you can't mention Jobbies. I didn't mention Jobbies without mentioning them. Like, come on, fool. Hey, but yeah, Champloo definitely. That's where it gets a bit murky because like. My opinion on DBZ changed over many years. Like,
well, see, here's the thing about essential anime. It doesn't necessarily have to be great.
Did you just say? Here's the thing.
Also available on Amazon.
Puns.
It doesn't have to necessarily be great, but it has to be like essential to like your viewing thing. So like, it's just a personal basis. So like, yes, if we go back to looking at DBZ. We can find loopholes. We can find things like this is way too long or whatever, but it's still an essential view for you. You know what I mean?
I mean, if we're talking essential view, then it's just the Cell Saga, like for real.
Okay.
But that wouldn't count the whole anime, so I'm not counting.
That's true.
But if we're counting the whole anime, well, Stick, you know what? I can give you a little preview in my mind of what we may be doing for future anime. Mm-hmm. Champloo's gonna be number 1. No one's gonna move that from me. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yes. Brotherhood people. Not the original. The original is not bad. It's not bad.
Because that's the thing. I'm not discrediting the original series of what got me into Full Metal Alchemist in the first place. But like Brotherhood refined it better. You know what I mean?
It's a way better take on the series.
Yeah, refine everything, condense everything down. Other animated, keep it for 1,000 episodes anyway. What?
Shout out to One Piece.
Slap the One Piece. No, but like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, it's like essential for me. It's got to, because it's one of the best storytelling anime. Like it within like a good 60, 70 episode span. Like it's a lot, but like the end goal was worth it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it felt worth it. It felt everything come full circle. It was so good.
Yeah.
But Champ Blue Brotherhood, my sleeper is gonna be Zoid's Chaotic Century, because like I know everybody's like I say specifically Chaotic Century because from my
I don't
shop.
watch any of them other ones.
What? Wait, hold on. No. Like the new Century where they were actually like making a tournament out of shit. That shit was fire.
Okay.
That shit was fire.
Okay.
But I'm saying Chaotic Century specifically because like the story was really solid, and I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. It may be my pick on a certain YouTube series we're doing.
Oh boy, let me tell you, dog. I was running around the house yelling Liga Zero Jaeger, like everything. I was like, yo, I want one immediately. Where are they at?
I wanted each of the three joints. I wanted the Panzer, the Vanza, the fucking Jaeger. I'm like, bro, he had a one for speed, power, precision. That is so fucking fire. Like, I love it.
That's one. That is definitely a sleeper. Like real ones know about Zoids, man. Zoids was different.
Come to think of it, I might end up rewatching it like on my own just to make sure I'm not setting anybody up for failure when we mention it.
We can't do that now with Nicole around.
Yeah, because now we know the criteria.
Now with Nicole around, she is ruthless. We created a monster.
We hockey did. I can't say low key anymore. We hockey did. But let's see. Champ Blue Brotherhood, Chaotic Century. My fourth is torn between a recent one that you and me watch and a classic that you and me know very well.
Okay.
It's between G Gundam.
Okay.
And Mob Psycho.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna be straight up, like Mob kind of worked its way in my top 5, and I wasn't expecting it to.
Yeah.
Like it did. It was amazing. Like it was really good.
That's tough.
Yeah, and mind you, G Gundam is such a cheesy ass classic for me. Cause it's like everyone knows that fucking speech Domo gave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, this anime grows with an awesome power. Like, come on. It's so cheesy and over the top of the dub, but you can't help but keep watching it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I 100% understand what you're saying, bro.
Shit. I was like, bro, I wanted a fucking Shining Gundam. I wanted that shit, fool.
So okay, we'll say it's Gundam for now, and we'll wait to see what.
Go with Gundam.
We'll wait to see what season 3 of Mob does. We'll wait to see what season 3 does.
Okay. Well, I mean, they haven't missed on season 1 and 2, so I
understand that, but we also thought that Promised Neverland was going to be the shit, and then
okay.
I'm just saying we're not even going to talk about it. We're just going to move on. We're not going to do it. We're going to move.
I know. But like Mob Psycho was a little bit more consistent than Promised Neverland.
They actually did their season 2 correctly, and so our next one is our next one is top your 4 essential wrestlers. That's our other common interest.
Okay, well that's a lot simpler for me. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with within and outside of WWE.
Yep.
Well, the people I'm thinking of are officially outside of WWE now, so it fucking sucks now. But if we're going number 1,
let's say all time, just so I can open your scope a little bit. I want to make sure that we're not. Yeah, let's go all time.
All right. Well, I'll give like 2 back in the day, 2 modern.
That's fine. Yep.
All right. DDP.
Diamond Dallas Page. Listen, his WCW run is one of the greatest runs of all time. I don't care what no one says. You got to understand, this man was 40 years old.
Yeah.
and became probably, if we're really talking about it, he was probably top 4 over wrestlers in that company.
Yes. Like
And should have beaten Goldberg for the streak.
you can't argue against DDP. He's such a solid human being in general.
Oh my God, what? He saved a bunch of our wrestlers that we love. Like, come on, dog. Like, come on, man. Come on, dog.
It. And speaking of the wrestlers he loved, the second one I was about to mention was Jake the Snake Roberts.
Jake the Snake, one of the greatest heels of all time. You don't have to be big and scary. You just gotta talk like you will murder somebody. And that's what he did.
He was a literal villain, but like you wouldn't have been able to tell. But like,
I mean, no, the snake was definitely a good sign. You know, just carrying a snake in a bag, that's a good sign of a villain. Yeah. That's a great sign for a villain. Yeah.
All right, so those are my two back in the day. If we're talking really far back. Modern day, it's gonna be two of the women. I'm gonna be straight up. Sasha Banks and Asuka.
Love it. I love both of those picks, man.
Like, and mind you, that's a very close tie for me with Bianca Belair, because like the three of them.
She's on her way. She's on her way, dog. She is, as far as in ring, she's so good. She's so good.
And here's my take, and motherfuckers might be mad at me. I don't care. Banks, Asuka, Bianca, they're like three of the best in the fucking world.
For sure.
Arguably. Because like Banks, you can't really name a bad Banks match in hindsight. You can't.
She has the complete package. And when I mean complete package,
saying, fool. Yes.
When I mean complete package, I mean she's good in the ring. She's good on the mic. Here's the kicker. She's good outside of wrestling.
The drip
is outside of wrestling.
Crossover, yes, the crossover appeal.
He has the best crossover appeal of any person in WWE. They keep trying, and there's no disrespect to Charlotte because Charlotte's a really good in-ring performer. Charlotte's thing isn't her. Now, I'm sure she's built like an ego or whatever, but that's a Flair thing. But in-ring, she's really good. On the mic, when she's a heel, she's really good, but she doesn't necessarily have that crossover appeal.
Right.
Becky, same thing.
Yeah, yeah, because you're looking within the context of like seeing Becky and Charlotte as athletes, not necessarily outside of being an athlete. You know what I mean? Sasha, you can see in a magazine, you can see her on the red carpet, you can see her in the ESPY Awards. You know what I mean? You can see her in those multiple.
Sasha was in a Star Wars TV series, bro. What else do you want from her, man?
Yes, like. So I'm like, bro, Sasha's the most marketable out of everybody. Real shit.
Like, I'm with it. I'm not mad at either of those choices, man. I love Asuka, Sasha, Bianca. I think the women's division would be great if they just use people correctly, and they developed it like back in 2018.
Yes. Protect Asuka always. Her YouTube channel might be one of my favorite channels, period.
Oh, she's one of the most purest people in the world, bro. Like, oh my God, what?
She's hilarious, like naturally funny. And it's funny because I was talking with somebody else like probably a couple months ago about Asuka. It's like her mannerisms, like she's got like an unspoken drip about her. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I think for me, I saw when she was more in NXT, like she had it on the main roster too. Yeah. But it was like her feud with Ember Moon. She was coming out like she knows she the shit, and then she came out at the Rumble like, oh, your arm broke, huh? I was like, what the fuck? Like she didn't have to say anything. It's like, look at this. I was like, the mannerisms are and how you're able to sell shit. That's just as vital as being able to even be able to talk on the mic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
Asuka got it down to its science for real.
She's an all-time great, man. I don't care what nobody says. She's an all-time.
She's one of the best wrestlers on the fucking planet, and I've seen her work before WWE. It justifies that statement.
100%, man. We go.
And Madam Bianca Belair.
I'm telling you, she's on her way, man. She's on her way, bro.
From the Mae Young Classic to now, bro, it's hard to argue. It's really hard to argue.
She's skyrocketing.
and that same crossover appeal with Sasha, I definitely seen Bianca.
I think we'll see it. I think we'll see it in the next couple of years, where she'll start to get like some spots.
If they don't get that spotlight to Bianca, it's gonna be one of the latter day mistakes WWE makes among many.
Well,
But anyway,
they make a lot.
that's all.
Let's close on this personal one, man. So 4 essential NishoSoul songs.
Like my songs.
That is you. Yes.
Fuck. Like
Yeah.
Cause I'm gonna be, cause like my thing is I'm gonna be biased away from like my big singles. I'm gonna be hella biased. Like,
hey, listen, it's you. Do you, man?
some motherfucker.
Oh, well, I'm gonna let you know. Mine's empty. So.
I'm definitely gonna want to hear yours after all this. You know what I mean? Like I want to hear your gauge on all the questions you asked me too. Let's see. Essential NishoSoul song. Shit. They Don't Want It.
Okay.
Because that was like one of the first songs I worked with Arcade. They Don't Want It. Tilted Halo.
Okay. Tilted Halo. Yep.
Cause like the story behind Tilted Halo is like that's my perspective of Hold You Down. Like that's lit like because Hold You Down, everybody's like, oh my god, I relate to it. I'm like, y'all want to know my point of view? It's literally Hold You Down. I gave it away when I said Hennessy's more your thing. I'm usually Jack. Like that was my dead giveaway.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wrote this about me, goddamn it.
Yeah.
Nah, like let's see. They Don't Want It. Tilted Halo. Let's see. Ooh, it gets a little murky at that point. Scott Summers,
Okay. From Soon Enough.
cause I'm like that's literally for the X-Men fans who really peep game on the references. I'm like, I snuck so much shit in there.
Yeah.
I even threw Thor in there, like, come the fuck on. I'm Ragnarok when that thunder come. Like, come on. All right, let me stop. This ain't me bragging. Let's see. They Don't Want It till they Scott Summers. What's 4? Would my features count?
Hey, it's all you. It's your list, man.
Shit. Okay. Now we're getting a bit murky because I'm like, I did some features that are really like my favorite. Me and Kilo Odelay. That's kind of like
that's a good one.
That was right before I dropped Verse No Vice, and that was one of my favorite songs I did.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I think that was
came in recently when I was in a car.
Yeah, man, that was like one of the first songs I featured on a hit like 10K plays. I was like, what the fuck? What is this? Like, shout out to Black You too, man. All the Chapter Black, man. Like they would right after the Manifest drop, that's when shit started jumping. When Black Youth and Kilo hit me up, bro. Yeah. Shit started jumping, fool.
Love it. I love it, man. So man, here at Clueless Vino, man, we like to rate our wines, man, to see how they taste and maybe suggest some wines for people, man. So what would you give seven daughters is what it's called?
Yes, let me properly angle this so people can see the name.
That's a crazy name, by the way. I think that's like
that's a setup for fatherhood, literally.
Or the opposite of Snow White. So 7 daughters, man. What would you get that out of 5 glasses?
Out of 5 glasses, it's an interesting Chardonnay, I must admit.
Okay.
I'd say like I lean it toward a 4.
Okay, cool.
Like a 4, because I think what's preventing me from giving it a 5 is like I usually expect Chardonnay to be like sparkling.
Okay,
like,
sure.
Like, cause I usually get Chardonnay as carbonated or whatever the case is. But like I didn't notice it wasn't carbonated. So, but like it's still very solid, not a pungent aftertaste. Like it's very decent. So,
okay, cool. So Shoe Crazy, I'm torn right now. Shoe Crazy was a name. I like the bottle the way it looks. So I was like, okay, let's get that.
The name is top tier before alone.
Yeah, I'm at a loss for words because it does have that weird sharp taste afterwards.
Really,
I drank the whole bottle, and so I feel like I should give it a higher a higher thing. So I'm gonna give it a 3.75. Man. It's a solid drink. I think for sure. I think for sure I shouldn't have drank this whole bottle. But what I do believe is a nice fish dinner with this would be really good.
We spoke about this.
Like really good.
Ironically enough, on the Forbidden episode of the extension, I remember. Like it seems like fish dinner seems to be the very appropriate thing to pair certain beers and wine.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, fish. You can't go wrong with fish, unless you have a fish allergy, and then you probably should stay away from fish.
Bad idea. Now the irony, I literally just made fish like probably like an hour before I got on the call.
Hey, what kind of fish was it?
I got this like fillet of cod.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was like 2 fillets of cod. Like they're not like the big ones, but like the 2 portion ones. You know how they put like 2 in a pack?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that and I just seared it off real quick. I'm like, all right, let me try it out. And I was like, oh, this is like really solid. It still tastes fresh. I'm like, this is really good. So it ended up working.
You can't go wrong with cod, man, at all.
I'm heated because I couldn't find like haddock or nothing. I'm like, ooh, I really would have gone crazy.
Haddock would have been nice too, though. Ooh,
yeah, bro.
Yeah. But I want to thank you for hopping on, man, because like I said, bro, friendship built off of just like a random song played out, and I'm glad that we connected through Nick. We've been friends for a long time. I was able to come out and see you perform one time.
Bro, that shit was so lit, man. That shit was oh my god.
Kind of we're Aries brothers. So like there's
and mind you, our season's approaching. I'm just saying.
Oh, hey, listen, you know what time it is, dog. You know it's about to get litty out here.
Yeah, me.
You about to get litty out here. So yeah, man.
Get litty.
It's way too late for that. But yeah, man, brother, I appreciate you. I love you.
Man.
Keep doing your thing. I'm always here to support you. And it's always manifest season over here.
Always, man. You hear me?
It's always manifest season over here. I like to give the guests the chance to, throw the socials out, throw whatever they're doing out, any links they want to do. And then finally, any closing remarks they want to throw out to end the show.
All right. I'm gonna give the same closing remarks I give at the end of my streams on Twitch. Keep your loved ones straight, keep your mental straight, keep everybody close. Don't do anything crazy. Just be mindful of the decisions you make. I say amen when you do it. Amen. You can find me everywhere at NishoSoul at NishoSoul. My Twitch is Nisho Gun. You swap soul for gun, you will find me. It is NishoGun. It is probably one of the better puns I may have come up with in my teenage years. But all the same. All Me / Trust Me is on all streaming platforms. Ride for This featuring Kenya is out on all platforms. You search NishoSoul, you will find it. I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, schedule pending, depending on how life be happening, different things be happening.
For sure.
I don't think there's anything else. If there's any remaining episodes of the Cold Soul podcast left on YouTube, you can listen to it. Because apparently YouTube platforms, like everything I wiped out except like maybe 2 or 3 episodes. I'm like, I'm heated. But I'm like, okay, y'all just heard it was a finale. It's like, oh, these motherfuckers being successful. Fuck that. Like, let us prosper. But like, no, legit. The latest episode of Cold Soul is out on all platforms. Y'all can definitely take a listen to it. We got the full interview up with Kevon King of The Village in DC. Amazing ass cafe. He was the host of our whole season 5. Like, definitely please be sure to give it a listen. Like, it felt like such a very fitting close to the chapter that is Cold Soul. So definitely be sure to give that a follow. I can't think of nothing else. If y'all are DMV advocates, please support your local artists. Do that. We appreciate it. We love it here. Yeah.
For sure. And also be sure to, check out the Just Started Watching Anime crew on YouTube, man. I think the YouTube channel Anime with Cole. I don't know. It's What's Up Cole. It's What's Up Cole.
That's What's Up
Cole.
That
is what it is. Check out. We got a lot of reviews on there, man. From everything from Tokyo Revengers to Michiko and Hachin to Mob Psycho.
Mob Psycho,
the
Space Jam.
shitty animes like Burst Angel and DNA, which somehow continue to be brought up every chance we get.
Made that much of an impact, apparently.
It can't be that bad if it's on there. But yeah, man, go give that account a follow and go make sure to check us out. Be sure to check out Bonds, my newest book, man. Yes, please.
And here's the thing, in their art P from my guy Stick. I got both them sitting on my shelf.
Yeah, man, go check those out, man. Go to braxtonbooks.com.
Hold on.
Oh, look at this guy.
I got this.
Oh, look at him. He's about to go grab something. Oh, here you go. Look, he got a mirror so I can actually see him do stuff. There it is. There it is, man. Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Look at me, still drinking. And drink it on the cover. I just can't escape it. But go get those books, man. braxtonbooks.com/books. You can get all my books there. Yeah, man. Yeah, just make sure you grab everything. Bonds is the newest book. It's amazing. Go review it. Go check it out. Clueless Vino podcast. Make sure you check all those episodes. I'm on new podcast, Two Tall Boys podcast. We are doing that. Very cool. We got 3 episodes up? We'll have 3 episodes up by the time I get this out. Yeah, man, just a lot of different stuff, man. But you know what? Most importantly, don't forget to drink up.
Drink up.
After you for being 50 Cent with the dude.
God damn it.
I got the juice, don't need no proof. 100 like the rum I drink that got me over you. And all your nonsense we all subject to. I found my lane and mind my business like I'm supposed to do. Let's have a toast for all the obstacles that gotta sit. I put my glass up in the air to stimulate the cheers. Not because we made it, but because we making it. I savor the moment, the bouquet forever evident. Yeah. In my realm, I watch the times go by. I got the world in my hands, but I can't tame the sky. There I try, I might lose my mind, but it'll be all good after I'm done sipping.